Hi everyone, it's Jen. I'm here with another update for the boss encounter. The boss is a monster, so the boss also has the frenzy mechanic. You can see here that I've added a couple extra tabs to kind of just like describe how the basics of the combat work. We still have the more advanced tactics here, and then we also have this beast tab that describes the frenzy and subdue mechanic. For the boss, the heads are random. There is an air rogue head, a water priest head, a fire mage head, and an earth knight head. And you can have up to 2 of the same heads in any encounter. Each one of these heads also has their own skill trigger, so the air rogue is probably the least threatening as far as its skills go because it just steals money from you. The water priest has like a little shield that it makes, and the knight has like a poison attack, and the mage has like a fire buff that it uses on itself. So Ruin is like the perfect character to counter these rogues with both faction and element, plus his retaliation skill is incredibly useful against this boss, so we're going to go and put him in. Katner happens to be a perfect counter for the water priest as well. So this is overall a good matchup, and we'll just like end it here with a fire mage to kind of capitalize on that that bonus here since this is a level 5.
Let's roll.
We're still at a 7-point disadvantage, but it's not too horrible. And you can see that this boss has a lot of health. So we're not even gonna bother trying to bet.
Skill trigger.
Is that all?
Skill trigger.
Eat this.
A Ruin's retaliation skill would be very helpful for when we are when we don't have enough morale to use our we don't have enough mana for our morale boost.
Double bonus. Skill trigger.
Is that all?
Skill trigger. Double bonus. Skill trigger.
Is that all?
Not doing too bad here though.
Double bonus.
It's a good roll.
Double bonus. Skill trigger.
You'll have to try harder.
Skill trigger.
This is when things might get a little gnarly.
Skill trigger.
How predictable.
Not too bad.
Double bonus. Skill trigger.
How predictable.
Double bonus.
Yeah. So we can see here, we managed to whittle it down to 84 health, which is not bad. Normally, if you were exploring the dungeon, when you first encounter this this boss, if you fail to defeat it in the first attempt, you have to continue exploring the the lower level of the sewers until you run into it again. And when you run into it again, it will have its whittled down health, so you can keep on kind of tracking it down and hunting it down to eventually finish it off. Since this is just a test, I don't have it queued to go back to the dungeon. We're just going to pretend that we wandered around and ran into it again. And so we can see this time we ran into a level 3 version of it with an earth, air, and fire head. Let's see how this works. So I think we're going to go ahead and continue to use Ruin. We do need to put a priest in there to counter that mage head. And then a mage for the earth head. So let's go ahead and use fire again, since air will take a little bit extra penalty for that. And we'll just go ahead and use air for Samuel's, I think, skill, and will be a little bit more helpful than having a generic unit in.
Let's roll.
Okay, so we are still at an 8-point disadvantage.
Let's enjoy a fair match.
And this battle is probably going to be a little bit harder than the first, just because like those two rogues are probably like the most ideal lucky combination that you can run into.
Skill trigger.
Eye for an eye.
Skill trigger. Double bonus. Double bonus. Skill trigger.
By the breath of the four winds.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Bonus. Skill trigger.
By the breath of the four winds.
Double bonus. Double bonus. Skill trigger.
Eat this.
Skill trigger.
Oh, no, you don't.
Close one.
Such a pity.
So from testing this, I do find on average that I have to fight it probably about 3 times before I can defeat it. I did have one really lucky run once where I did like probably like 140 damage on it in one match, but that was an outlier. Okay, let's see. We don't have any rogues this time. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Catherine. And we'll move him to the front, actually. Go ahead and do a mage here. Doesn't really matter fire or...
Let's roll.
And we're at a 6-point
What do
disadvantage.
we have here?
Not too bad. I feel pretty confident that we can defeat it this time.
Skill trigger. Skill trigger.
How predictable.
And there we go.
Whoa, lucky.
As expected, a decisive victory.
I had a lot of fun implementing this boss. Working on its sprite was pretty fun too. I did have to kind of make unique script for it as opposed to kind of like plugging it into the scripts that I have written for the sprite placement and everything, since it is like an oversized sprite and it has like two parts because the body is shared with all the heads. So I had to kind of do it in like 2 layers, which was a little bit different, but yeah, it was really fun, and I hope that the end result is also like fun for the player, and exciting to kind of see like this like large boss sprite instead of like the usual kind of like more 300 by 600 standard enemy sprites. So that's what I've got right now. I still have a lot of writing to do for the whole chapter 3 of Brookhaven City, but after I am done with that and writing all of the bond conversations with all the characters, I think I will probably be ready to post a build on Itch. Aiming right now for end of March, so you never know what life will bring, so I don't want to make any promises, but that's currently my goal. And thanks for watching the video. And what did you think of it? Hope you have a good week, and don't forget to enjoy the process. Thanks for watching. Bye.